'Tis more than I can tell you what afterward befell, save that there was weeping for friends beloved so well, knights and squires, dames and damsels, they were lamenting all. So here I end my story. This is the Nibelungen's Fall. Is this entire it's 839 lines. Is it all in rhyming couplets? I hope so. Anyway, welcome back. Some time has passed. We are 70. That's right? We started 400 days. We're now 330. 70 fucking days in. When the fuck did that happen? Who cares? Yeah, time does fucking fly, man. It really does. Here's the thing. Here's what's happening right now in my, brain chemistry. I remember last time I played this game, I set a personal note to be like, come back in about a week. We're waiting for something that's going to happen in about a week. Now, I have no fucking clue what that was. Sure, it was important. There was something. Was there something? I don't know. All I really remember is that I kind of needed the Matuk, and I no longer have the Matuk. That's kind of where my brain's at. There was a bunch of stuff in the external part of the palace, the city itself or whatever, the tunnels above. There was a bunch of stuff up there where I needed the Matuk. I guess I didn't have anything to come back to. I mean, the moss will have regrown, so we can jump back down to where the first Matuk was, but presumably the Matuk hasn't regrown, so that's not going to get us very far. Let's just start walking back to the exit. I want to go have a look at the other Matuk again. We've only stopped in on that screen the once. And I want to see if I can get any sort of hint as to how we might get at that. If there's anything I missed when I was there originally. Because that's all I've really got to go off right now. I might have just been like, I'll come back in a week because stuff might have changed in a week. I think that might have been the whole purpose of me coming back in a week. Right? Maybe. It's hard enough to remember what I'm doing, like, when it's 2 days or 3 days between recording, but when it's a whole last week, I've got no clue anymore, man. It's more than a week, in fact. Like 9-10 days, something like that, since I last recorded The Longing, and oh my god, it's so distant at this point. It's so gone from the brain. Been too busy with Lunacid and Viewfinder and other things, other stuff. You see, there's a new Pokemon game announced. I mean, that's hardly surprising. There's a new Pokemon game announced every 3 months, but this one's they're giving it time. They're giving it time in the oven, and that's crazy. That's some crazy shit from Game Freak right there, because those guys, they don't stop. They have to put out a game for the Christmas season every year, basically. For the last sort of few years, at least, it's been, all content all the time. So the fact that they announced this one for 2025, basically, so there's not going to be anything this year, is cool, because I mean, I've spoken at length. I love Pokemon, man. I've spoken at length on this channel in downtime of other videos. I think I even did a video about it, about how they just need more time. They need more time in the oven. They need to bake that pie until it's truly bronzed on the top, And they're coming out a little bit undercooked lately, a little bit raw. They don't have their ideas fully developed. They don't have their technical specs where they should be. They just don't have much of anything going for them, if I'm being honest. While there were some bright sparks in some of the more recent games, I think Scarlet and Violet was interesting. I hope don't know if I would be fully committed to a fully open world Pokemon forever. I do like more linear games as a rule, but I think they did some good things with it. But like, yeah, they need to let them cook, you know. They need to let them cook, and this one's been given some time, so you know. I hate to be cautiously optimistic because that just means my hopes can be dashed, but you know, the next Pokemon game might be a good one. Might be. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Are we there yet? Have we got a little bit more to go? Do I need to feed you with some more of my random thoughts? That one wasn't particularly random. That's sort of the hot topic of the moment, really. But I'll tell you what is a random thought. I was thinking, right? Shoes. Why are they so archaic? We got rid of like lace-up jerkins and dresses and bodices and stuff like 300 years ago, man. We got t-shirts and shit now. You know what I mean? We got zippers, we got poppers, we got buttons, we got all kinds of crazy technology. So why are we still lacing up our shoes like we're some medieval peasant? I know Velcro shoes exist, slip-ons exist, zip-up boots and shit exist, but like the standard concept of shoe is lace-up. And we just accept that. We just accept that there's no new shoe technology, and I think it's time. I think it's time we bring some, you know? I think we need some like magic jelly you stick your feet in and it forms around your feet and into a hard shell, and then you shake it and it re-becomes jelly to take them off again. Yeah. Just came up with that one on the spot, can you tell? I know it sounds really thought out and creative, but yeah, that was off the dome. You can have that one for free if there's any scientists watching, you know? Jelly shoes. Love them. We're about where we want to be now, so I can stop talking shit. Down here is my little dream house that I want to fully explore. Don't know why it's a dream house, it just is. It has been dubbed the dream house now. Yeah, we are 70 days into this game. That is like... No, it's not. I was gonna say it's a quarter of the way. It's not. It's like a sixth of the way. it's good progress. Good progress. We could realistically like we got through like what 30 days ish. I can't remember what. Might have even been 40 days since we last played. 40 days in like 10. So time's going like 4 times the speed at the moment in his house. So realistically, we could just clock out for like 80 odd days and come back and the game would be finished. But I want to see more wonders. I want to uncover more secrets. I want to know how the fuck to get this Matic. There's no prompts walking along here, is there? See, there is another... That feels like another entrance over there, right? It feels like we come up that way. How do we do that? How might we do that? There's nothing else we can access further up. It's not like we can go up and drop to get into this section. Which means we have to come up from like inside the palace, presumably, right? Right? Not like we can go off behind here or anything, is it? No like secrets back there, no. Say there was nothing else that was strictly time-based. That's what's getting me about it. There's nothing else we were just waiting for. It's possible something else has generated somewhere in the kingdom. Some new secret has appeared out there somewhere. But I wouldn't really know where to look. I guess we've not been back to the White Void recently. I guess that's sort of an option. There's absolutely nothing down here, right? God, my voice is going. Don't know why. Don't know why. Must have been talking too much today, I suppose. Actually interacting with people at work, disgusting. Try to refrain from doing so in future. Well, that was fruitful. Quite the bounty of fruit, some might say. Guess we'll head back down again then. Really, I'm just trying to think if there's any, like... I'll go off to the right here now. There is... Remember the disappointment staircase? That's what I'm thinking about right now. The disappointment staircase. Because that was, like, to the right of the staircase we came up to get to here. And it feels like that would, like, geographically align, potentially, with the bottom of that mine shaft. The question is, what would have changed up there? How would something have changed up there? There's also a path in the background of here. I'm not sure we've been over there before. That feels new. It's entirely possible I have just missed an area. Just because, like, particularly the area around, like, the Crystal Corridor, there's just so many, like, tiny little rooms with, like, 5 doors in them, and I've just sort of assumed they all interconnect with each other, but it's entirely possible that there is a branch off somewhere that I've just not clocked before. Thought I'd found something then. He walked off screen, but he's not like area transitioning or anything. There's just like a little cubby hole, a little nook for him to stand in. Beautiful. And then if we just go to the left here, if we just don't go through this door. No, okay, cool. Worth clearing these things up, I think. Worth attaining this knowledge. Yeah, there's the mattock. Right there on the map. So it does sort of imply that it's like just up a little bit from here, right? Like if we go to the right and then up slightly, we'll be aligned with it. I don't know if that's true. This takes us down, which is definitely not what we want to do. That's the opposite of the goal. And this door goes... where precisely? The fact that the music changed to like the crystal hallway theme pretty much tells me all I need to know about this area. We definitely don't want to go down any more if we can avoid it. So how do these two doors connect? Is one of these where we just were? Okay, this is the bottom of the disappointment staircase. What's the other one then? I will go back up there in a second. Get disappointed. It's just fun, you know? Just fun to revel in that disappointment. Oh, is this where the stalactite fell? It is, isn't it? Yeah. Base is up here. Okay, cool. I think I knew this once. At one point I was aware of how all those doors interconnected, but nice to have a little refresher, you know? A little jog of the old memory. Right. Well, left first, and then right. This, I'm pretty certain, connects to that door that we didn't go through a second ago. We took the other door. Yeah, that one that led us into the 3 junction. Yep, okay. Good to know. Let's see if there's anything that was missed up here. The fact that we got a disappointment for coming up here makes me think that, like, that is the sole purpose of this area, but I can't think of anywhere else that could feasibly, in any way, connect to where the mattock was. Nothing we can do up here at all, is there? Yeah, you literally just come up here for a disappointment, that's it. That's the whole point of this zone. Okay then, back down. I don't know then. I actually don't know. There wasn't anything else. I don't think there was anything else. But just because it's an area I've not explored, I've only sort of been through once, you know, and it's been off limits to me a lot. I kind of want to jump back down onto the moss and look around the crystal pool. Can you go through the door, please? Want to cooperate there, just a little tiny bit. Thank you. Because I think, like, there was a path that, like, went over the top of the crystal pool and then just, like, wrapped back around on itself, and I never really got what the purpose of that was. So it's possible there was something up there that I missed. It would be weird if both mattocks were, like, in the same place, but I guess stranger things have happened. And I guess, you know, from a gameplay perspective, it would be weird, but from, like, a storytelling perspective, it would make sense if the mining tools were all in the place where they were mining, you know what I mean? One big mine. I don't know. I did fully explore the dark area, didn't I? And getting into the library didn't really do a huge amount for us. Gave us more reading material, I suppose, but it wasn't, like, super revolutionary. I do feel like I've kind of been everywhere at this point. I hope you don't need a mattock in order to get the other mattock. That would be insane, but I guess not impossible. Because I mean, there were a lot of places we could mine out further hallway. We could extend our exploration routes via the power of Matic. Which makes me really sad that I just wasted it, man. I didn't know there'd be all those options for mining. Like, it just seemed like it was just for mining crystals when I quite happily smashed it against that glass, but no, that's not what the issue was at all, actually. That's not the case. It's actually a very useful item that we could have used in many places to do many things. Jump. This time we will not collect the moss. We don't need the moss. The moss is not helpful to us. But yeah, up here has vibes. It has an aura of potential. And in my dream world, there will be a little something I missed. Just a little something, a little hint of hope. There are those holes that the water's flowing out of, but I don't think we can get at them in any way. Yeah, this feels like a very straightforward hallway up here. This isn't actually blocked off, right? You walk like behind the wall. Yeah, cool. That's what I'm thinking it might be. The way to the Matic is just there's a wall you can walk behind somewhere that I just wasn't aware of. Certainly feels possible. Does this only take us down over here? Absolutely no other... Like, we can't go in one of these holes or anything. Can't go in here. Can't walk off to the right here. This whole section just feels so very unnecessary, and I don't really understand it. It's just a path that goes in a big circle. I think that's just coal, but yeah. Yeah, this might end up being a bit of a cop-out episode. It might be that we achieve literally nothing today. But I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Use Matic. Yeah, maybe I can find a handy Matic somewhere. You're right. Maybe I can. That was just another mine crystal prompt, right? Yeah. Just became aware of something flashing in the top right of my screen that I wasn't really paying enough attention to. It's the problem, I've got this fucking big ass monitor now, but I don't know why I'm going back up here, but I can't see it all. I have to like actively look around my screen. I can't just like take it all in. I should have got a curved one, I suppose, but those things are expensive. Do you wanna there we go, you did it, well done. do you feel about committing some time to walking in the void? Sound compelling? Like I'm totally down to just go walk for like 20 minutes. I end up having to fast forward it for you guys, then so be it, but I want to see if the void ever pays off. There could be wonders down there. Could be miracles. It's a strange place. Time not passing there is very fantastical. And obviously in this game, that is essentially just a punishment. I don't know, maybe there are certain things that you want to stall time for, you know? There might be, you know, instances where you want to do something that happens on this day or whatever, but like it doesn't feel like this game really does that sort of thing. There's events that happen after a certain amount of time, but to my knowledge, thus far, there hasn't really been any instances of, you know, you have to do this today or else you can't, you know, anything where you might be like, fine, I'll go park myself in the white void until I have an opportunity to actually focus on this. So yeah, it does feel like it's basically only a negative thing to walk in the void. So, what's the payoff? I got a couple of pieces of paper in there, sure, but like, is that it? Is it just an endless walk and a source of a few scraps of paper? Like, I don't know. It feels like there's more to it. Especially given the fact that I've fairly thoroughly explored everything else at the moment, and there's not really been much payoff, so... Well, aside from the one bit of payoff that I ruined for myself by smashing it into a wall of solid glass, but, you know, that bit of payoff doesn't count. Only the bits of payoff that I care about. It's entirely possible you just can't get that Mattock as well. This game is called The Longing, remember? It's like it's almost designed to be like, I guess, frustrating, right? It's designed to have you looking at your watch, sort of thing. Oh, we're gonna have to find the fucking place again as well, aren't we? Because I do not remember the way through the big black void, like, at all. Even slightly. Once we find it, I will bookmark it now that I know I can bookmark it, but obviously when I first discovered it, I didn't realise that was even a feature. The game did not explain that. The game didn't really explain anything. Which, you know, again, I'm cool with. I'm very pro letting me as a player figure things out for myself. But, yeah, it does mean that when I did my original sort of exploration of the zones, I didn't bookmark anything because I didn't realise I could. It would have been a useful thing, you know, if they want to do it in universe, to perhaps have that explained in his little personal diary thing. Because we know the other mechanics are pretty straightforward, right? You walk to thing, you pick up thing. Like, it's not like it's, I don't know, Devil May Cry or something where there's like secret combos and stuff, at least not to my knowledge. It's very straightforward, mechanically. But yeah, the bookmarking thing, I didn't quite grasp that originally. So which way do you think then? feel like there was something else in here that I intended to come back to at some point. It might have been something I needed the mattock for, potentially. I know we found the boulder we pushed aside to get the running water into the homestead, but beyond that, I don't actually remember what else we found in here. Okay. It wasn't that mazy, I don't think, to be fair. No more so than the rest of the game, honestly. A lot of things sort of showed themselves to be dead ends pretty abruptly. Was this it? Could we mine through this, potentially? No prompt for this door? No? Okay, maybe not. Maybe I imagined that. Up feels good. I'll commit to up. Feeling successfully up at the moment. In a purely non-sexual manner. I'll tell you what I've just remembered. It's sort of been sizzling in the back of my brain for a while. There's meant to be a Dragon's Dogma sequel coming out, like, fairly... Oh, that's it. There's a crystal in here. Like, fairly soon. I believe. In the non-too-distant future. Certainly this year. I have to look into that. I don't know if I play it on the channel. Dragon's Dogma 1 was an amazing game. Absolutely worshipped it. But it was a long one. Okay, so by process of elimination, middle door. Wait, this feels like doesn't this one just go to the crystal? It must have been one of the doors I didn't take previously. Oh, I wasn't paying enough attention. I was thinking about Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm very excited for that. Honestly, Capcom fucking killing it. I don't have much faith in many AAA developers, but Capcom are pretty much the one that I look to and go, yeah, they make good games, you know. The recent Resi games have all been good, both the, you know, mainline ones, and from what I hear, I've not played them, but the remakes were decent as well. Devil May Cry 5 was great. I mean, Devil May Cry is always good. Such a satisfying sort of game, you know. I know the Street Fighter community likes Street Fighter, so good for Street Fighter. And then, yeah, new Dragon's Dogma game, which is genuinely incredibly hype from my perspective. As far as I can see, nothing but hype for that one. I am thoroughly lost right now, by the way. I guess, I mean, I say they're the only AAA developer I have any faith in. I still think Nintendo make good games, you know. Okay. It's hard to find too much fault with Nintendo. I mean, I haven't enjoyed the direction that Zelda's gone recently. I've, again, made a lot of noise about that. And obviously, this is like, you know, Game Freak is Nintendo studio at the end of the day. Pokemon has fallen off a pretty serious cliff, and that's not even like that's not even a recent development, you know. But you know, as I say, even if it's not my style of game, I do think the new Zeldas are still good for what it's worth. And obviously, you know, Mario's been solid. Apparently Mario Wonder's really good, need to get around to that. There's been a new Pikmin game out. There's a thing. And it's just coal. It looked like something that wasn't coal, but it was coal the whole time. What a plot twist. No, I'll tell you how Nintendo could really impress me, right? How they could really come swinging out of the gates. Finally give us a release date for Metroid Prime 4. And announce new Star Fox game and new F-Zero game. Revive some of those dead franchises, man. You know, we've seen Luigi's Mansion come back, we've seen Pikmin come back, like, you've got others. You can do more. Let's see them. Okay, good to know. Helpful information. This has taken so fucking long. I thought I would be wandering in the void by now, to be honest, but I've successfully managed to take every wrong turn. Every single wrong turn possible getting here. I think this must be it though, right? It must be. This must be my final destination 6. Hang on. Oh no, this is it. Good. Just for a second there. Just for a second I thought I was back in a place I'd already been, but thankfully, no. Thankfully, not true. What did this say? Anything cool? Only a fool tries to reach the end of eternity. Well, fuck you, I'm a fool. I am a fucking idiot. And yeah, true to my word, I will fast forward through this bit for now. I'll get back to you in 10 minutes or when I find something interesting. Hold up, I was looking at my phone, I wasn't paying attention. Was that a book? Is that a book? Okay, we're finding books in here. Interesting. Back to the fast forwarding. Okay. You know what? We're finding stuff pretty regularly now. Fuck it. Fuck it. No, you're not getting this fast forwarded. You're gonna walk in the void with me. Welcome to my void. We found a horse's head. Head of a horse. Finally another face to look at. Well, if that's what you want, man, if you want to stare into the dead eyes of a horse, go for it. It's some fucking Godfather shit right there. But I'm all for it. I'm all for it. It was like mounted. It's like someone went out and hunted a horse. That's not generally the sort of big game people hunt in my experience, but whatever. Thing is, I feel like I haven't walked that far. Okay. Well, that was like the wing of a dragon for a second there, but it's just like a curtain, I guess. I can have this. A curtain. It matches the colour of my armchair perfectly. Alright, okay. Sure. Yeah, I don't feel like I know I have fast forwarded, so it's probably harder for you to judge, but I haven't actually been walking that long. It's been like 3 minutes, right? I don't know if this is like I'm finding the stuff that was just beyond where I stopped last time, or if it's like after a certain amount of time spent in the game, stuff spawns down here. You know what I mean? Like these are rewards I could have got after like 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, whatever. That sort of thing. But there's the possibility. I'm just throwing it out there. There's the possibility we might find a Matic down here. Admittedly, we're not seeing anything in a little while at this point. Admittedly, we have been walking for a bit since the curtain, whereas the book and the horse head and the curtain were in pretty rapid succession. Admittedly, we have just sort of kept going without a great deal of excitement. But I will endure. I will commit. Okay, one last fast forward. Wait. I might be mistaken, but these horses seem quite... Okay. Yeah, I think I might be right. Hang on, bear with me. We got paper, right? We got paper coming here. Which is cool. We were starting to run a little bit low. If we walk for a bit longer, presumably we'll find another piece of paper, and the pieces of paper will just loop indefinitely. When he says that about the halls being endless, that presumably means we are in the paper loop. Prior to him saying that, there are secrets down here. There are things to collect. A horse head, a, curtain, a book, whatever. Maybe one day a mattock. So it is worth checking in with this area on occasion. I do just want to keep walking just to 100% confirm my theory that this is just going to be endless pieces of paper the longer we walk in this direction. But this feels right. I feel like I'm understanding how this place works. It's possible we won't get another piece of paper. It's possible the pieces of paper were just like the original rewards and I just didn't collect them all initially. And then the other things have spawned like in front of them and pushed to the last piece of paper I didn't collect like further back. That could be how it works. So there just isn't an endless supply of paper down here. I guess that makes sense. They wouldn't want to give me too much fun. They wouldn't want to give me too many presents. Yeah, I think I'm about to give up here. This seems like it's not paying off anymore. It's fun to take a stroll on this round, but I'm afraid that at some point I'll have to walk the whole way back. Yeah, that seems true. But what if there's just something, just a few more steps? No, we're done. I am going to set him to auto walk home now. I don't know why I'm announcing that instead of just fucking doing it. I didn't save. I will make sure on the way past to save the entrance to this place so that I can actually come back here again. And we will, for your convenience, because I'm such a good guy, fast forward all the way home, and we can wrap up there. Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. I'm so nice to you guys. I really am. Sweet freedom. Okay. Save. I did it. Okay, cool. I'll remember this place for later. Quite literally, using the remember mechanic. Right, okay. That's cool. So in reference, I don't know if you're interested, but in reference to my previous point, turns out the new Dragon's Dogma game is out on March 22nd, less than a month away. It might actually convince me to buy a PS5. It's out on PC as well, but like those big it's a console FPS. It has such console FPS vibes, right? It's like playing Skyrim or Dark Souls or one of them. Like those games, I don't know. They just feel. Did I say FPS? I meant RPG. I can't even say words today. Completely the right. It's a console RPG. That's what I tried to say. The other one as well, Dragon Age. These games, they just play so well on console, and I've been sort of toying with the idea of getting a PS5 for a long time. This might push me over the edge, man. And I can play the Demon's Souls remake and the new God of War game, and it'll be a fun time. It'll be a fun time. I might actually do it. They must have come down in price by now, surely. One would hope. One would assume, right? Surely they're not still like 450 quid for a console. Probably get one on eBay, right? Let's have a little look, shall we? Why don't you join me on this little eBay voyage while I just listen to the sweet, sweet sounds of my shades pitter-pattering footsteps. I want to know. I want to know what price is. I want you to show me. It's alright, I can't actually type, so it's taking me a while. PS5. Not cheap. Not cheap particularly. 350 quid. Yes, I guess that's come down a bit. This is for the disc edition as well, I'm talking here. Obviously, for obvious reasons. There's a lot of money still to drop in one go, but I don't know, it'd be nice to play some console games again. I haven't really been a big console guy for a while. I like my retro consoles and that, but I've just not kept up with like modern. I mean, you know, I don't have a current gen console. The Switch is the only thing I really play console-wise at the moment, and I play that in handheld mode more than anything. My big-ass TV in my living room is going to waste, man. So, yeah, maybe as a special treat to myself, I'll grab myself Dragon's Dogma 2 and a PS5. I don't know, I think it would be fun to play it on the channel, though, is the thing. That's the only thing. That's my only sort of qualm. I'm concerned it would be like 100-odd episode series if I was to play it on the channel, but it might be fun. It might be fun. I'll have to think on that. Particularly if I happen to just be like wrapping up a series just as it releases, it'll be very hard not to commit to that idea. So consider that a potential spoiler. I don't know, if there's interest, maybe I'll do it. First one was so good though. If you've not played the original Dragon's Dogma, go out and play it. Like, if you like, you know, big dramatic RPGs, it's good. And if you like sort of weird, quirky games with fresh ideas, like indie games that kind of fuck with you a little bit, then yeah, also good from that perspective as well. The plot twist at the end of the game is unhinged, but I love it. I really do love it, and that's all I'm going to say for fear of spoilers. But yeah, go check that game out. It's so cool. I don't know. It might not have aged super well. I've not gone back to it in a while, so I don't know for sure. I think it would still play all right though. It's sort of adjacent to Dragon Age, you know, as far as pure gameplay is, sort of moment-to-moment gameplay is concerned. Which is also a game you should play if you've not played that as well, the first one. Second and third one have their moments. I like the series in general, and I am looking forward to the new one of them as well, but the first one's the best one, and will probably remain the best one. Not that I, you know, not that I don't trust BioWare to put out a hot new property, a hot new Dragon Age game, but I don't know, their track record hasn't been brilliant recently, has it? It's not been like... They're not on their peak anymore. They're not on top form. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I remain cautiously optimistic. I enjoy what BioWare do, generally, as a concept. I think they're just another studio that just needs to take a few more risks. I think there's a lot of studios that have just got too set in their ways and don't really try things anymore, and that is one thing, again, going back to Nintendo, I will tip my hat to them every time for, you know, wanting to try new things. You know, you can say, oh yeah, Mario, they're still making a platformer in 2020, whatever, but like every Mario game has its own quirks, its own like complete like overhaul of the gameplay, right? Whereas, you know, a lot of series, they get a gameplay loop and they just grind that gameplay loop into the ground, you know? This is the problem I had with Starfield, because I was a Bethesda fan. I still am, I guess, on some level. I really like Morrowind. I really like Skyrim. Oblivion, not so much. I don't know. That one felt like a misstep to me. I like the concept of Fallout, even if I never really, truly delved into those games. And then Starfield, it was just another one. It was just another one, man. It just played the same. It's like you gotta spice things up a bit. It probably would have helped if the ship combat wasn't such dog water, It would have helped if I wasn't playing the ship combat in that and it was just a slog. It was just boring. Like if the ship combat had felt like fucking Star Fox, like I would have been well on board at that point, but no, it was just another slog in between the slog that is walking across a big deserted planet to find a single base and shoot some people. I don't know. That game wasn't great, was it? Let's be real. I hate that horse. I hate having that horse here. Curtains are nice. Oh, I can move him. I put him in the fire. Sure. He guards my water supply. I wanted to move the curtain. You're not inspired by the curtain then? Repeatedly clicking doesn't achieve anything. Good to know. That was a Symphony for the Ages though, you're quite right. Let's do a doodle. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but I know I'm going to be buzzing through quite a bit of it at this point. I need to find that yellow as well. Not just a pure white drawing, perhaps? You know what? Considering what we spent today doing, this feels right, does it not? I wonder what the new book was as well. Not that we've read half of the other books yet, but curious to see if I can spot which one's new from the lineup. Glorious. Yeah. A little bit obscured by the roof, but that's fine. Right. And that, I believe, is our session for the day. I guess it'll probably be another week. I guess we'll just keep doing this in weeks. Just pop in and see if we can find anything to do on a sort of weekly or roundabout weekly schedule. Yeah, thanks, as ever, for tuning in. I think we're going to leave him reading the Iliad. Because that is... Oh, it's actually a lot shorter than I thought it was, but sure, it will do. Have fun, Mr. Shade, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.